Hi, and welcome to a new video of this MOOC. In this video, we are going to start the development of a simple page application in which we are going to explore the routes management and the connection to backends in Angular. In order to develop our simple page application, we are going to take as a starting point a tic-tac-toe game developed with Angular that you can find at the link you can see in this slide. We are going to improve this application, this tic-tac-toe game, by achieving the objectives you can see in this slide. The first thing we are going to do is to include a navigation bar in order to add routes feature, in order to add the possibility of using routes navigate through the application in order to see an index page with a welcome message, a new game page in which you can start a new game in the tic-tac-toe, and also a new tab that allows you to continue an already started game. Then we are going to add a connection to a backend service that will provide a JSON document with the data regarding this saved game that we need to continue in the third option in our navigation bar. In order to do this, we will develop a new service in which we will encapsulate the functionality related with the connection to the backend. Finally, we will add a basic form in which the user can enter the player name when starting a new game. Okay, so we are also, as you can see in this slide, we are going also to prettify the application, adding styles, but this will be achieved in the last video of this part of the MOOC. But as you can see, the important part is that we have included here a navigation bar with the three options we can use. The application is as before, as in the base code you can find in the GitHub link I showed before. The entire application is included in the application component, and we are going to include in the template of this component a navigation bar and also HTML tag with the router outlet in which the different views, the different templates of the components will be rendered when clicking or when navigating to each of the URLs. Okay, so when the user clicks or navigates to the home component, we will render a new component that is not created in the current version of the application, that is the index component, and that just renders here a message, a welcome message to the application. Then when user clicks on new game or in continue navigation option, we will render the same component, the already created game component, but depending on several variables or on several parameters, we will render a new game or we will render an already started game. So when you click, when the user clicks on new game, we will render the game component, but as we will see later, the player name option, the player name property that will be included in the state of the application will be empty, and the application will know that it has to render the form in order to introduce the player name. When the player name is already set, we will render the same component, the game component, but with the empty board in order to start playing. Finally, when we click on continue, we will pass to the component extra parameter. We will see with detail later how to do this, with a property continue set to true, and in this case we will load here the saved game. Okay, so this is what we need to implement in this part of the MOOC, and we will see the following. We will follow the steps you can see in this slide in order to do it. The first step is, of course, to add in the routes, but in a first approach, we will load a fixed saved game that we will save in memory. Okay, In the second step, we will load the real saved game, getting the data from a backend service, from a backend API. And then in the third step, we will add the form in which the user can introduce the player name. Finally, in the last step, we will add some classes and some style sheets in order to prettify the application, to give it the appearance you have seen in the previous slides. As always, all the code I'm going to implement here during these videos is available in GitHub, and in the corresponding branch you will have the different versions corresponding to the different steps. Okay, so you have a step for the roots implementation, then for the backend connection, for the form, for the player name, and finally the last step with the styles. Okay, that's all for this brief introduction. See you in the next video. Bye.